Good morning, brother.
Good
Let me close
morning,
the door.
sister. Uh, all right, here we are.
Here we are, alive and kicking.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
probably both.
Both, yes. I wouldn't find myself any other way than kicking.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, if you've watched the show at all, this young lady is Lourdes Salinas. She lives in Sacramento, California with her husband, and
Yes,
they have a nonprofit helping people with housing.
yes, yes, yes. And
So,
today's a very important day because
okay.
today is Yimby Day. Yes, in my backyard, Yimby Day. And so after we're done with these meetings, I'm going to head to the state capitol and we're arranged in groups so that we can speak to the legislators. And
Huh.
there will be some assembly members there, probably all of them, and our senator as well. And let's see, we have heads of each group, and they're speaking to a particular assembly member or someone on these bills that are supportive of housing.
How do they do that? Do they have a private room you guys go into in the Capitol or what?
Yes, I believe there are meeting rooms designed just for the legislative meetings and for lobbying. And
Okay.
so I'll let you know more when we speak. Are we going to speak tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
okay. So I'll
yeah.
tell you how it goes. But
Right.
and these meetings are supposed to go until 7:30 tonight. I won't be able to
Huh.
stick around the entire time. I plan to go from be there about 10:30 until
Yeah.
about 5 or 5:30.
Okay.
After that, I think there's some reception and they're going to,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
But
network and
but
hang around. But
from
I'll
the
be hitting
point
the
of
road by then.
yeah, from the point of view of a interviewer like myself, that entire process would be interesting to me and my constituents or whatever they are.
Yes, yes, agreed.
So if you feel like spending any time tomorrow telling us about the
Yeah,
process and all that, we'd appreciate it.
absolutely, absolutely. It's it's important to attend this as well as important to talk about it because we are the voice of the people who need housing,
Yeah.
and so then my topic is going to be about senior citizens and how this current housing market within this current housing market, senior citizens are the largest group becoming unhoused
Right.
because we
Now
are
you're working with what larger organization and how many people are they tutoring or whatever to speak? I mean, is it like an
there
umbrella of five organizations and they have 13 people speaking or what?
it is, let's see.
Just approximately.
There are a few hundred people who are going to be showing up with these different leads, and the leads are lobbyists. And so
Okay.
we will be following one of these lobbyists, and we'll be addressing some of the bills that
Or
involve housing.
yeah, okay.
And some of the supporters of this day, of Yimby Day, are a group called Stripe. Stripe, and then
STRIPE?
yes, they're big sponsors of the event, contributed monies toward it. Also, the Yelp CEO is a contributor and believes in EMB as well. A lot of tech executives and some other networks have helped fund this day, but it's so that the public can get in front of legislators to give our stories and to talk about why housing is so important to us. And yeah, my My talk will be about my experience in working with people who are marginalized, and a great majority of them being senior citizens, being
Right.
displaced or priced out of housing.
And we'll remind the audience that you worked in that field for how
Yes.
many decades?
Well, I have worked in housing and in public assistance programs for 25 years, and
Okay.
I have continued with housing focus for a little over 10 years now.
All
And
right.
that's because I have come from congregate housing, where I was a social worker working
Right.
with the people who lived in this shared housing. And I'm a very big opponent of congregate because it's a dangerous
Now,
environment
is
for
that
people who
what
are vulnerable.
we lay people would think of as a housing project or what?
These would be, it's
Congregate
different than a
housing?
housing project, and it's more like you're in a neighborhood and you long-term lease this 6 bedroom house, and then you rent those rooms to 6 individuals.
Oh boy.
That's congregate housing. But the longer that a person is out there living unhoused, the more predatory they've become. And so
Hmm.
then you house these people together, and it's this stew of problems,
Yeah, yeah.
really. And so I'm an opponent of that, and a proponent of affordable housing for everyone, including those with no income.
Well, you're thinking of individualized, quote unquote, tiny housing, whether that's a storage
Yes,
thing, what? I just think that these
yes,
kind of conversations will help. I would like to see the American public, the average Mary and Joe citizen, to be more, to believe that they can actually interact with their elected representatives, because some powers in the powers that be want to see people feel like, well, I can't make a difference, so therefore I'll just keep my mouth shut and put up with whatever the government throws at me. And
right.
we
And
have
and so
so
many
few
times,
democracies. Go ahead.
yes, so many times I've been told, why do you have to be the answer? Why don't you let the government do this?
Oh,
Or why
right.
don't you let, and I remember saying, you know why? Because look at where we are
Yes, thank
with
you.
the government driving this
Yep.
vehicle of housing. And it's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And
Yeah,
I believe that the more of us individuals who get into housing development on a small scale, which I'm pushing for
right.
minorities to come into this space as well as females,
All right.
then that is how we will change things, because they do not want to consider that
Ah,
there are more valuable, valid options than
yeah.
what we are
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. And I would say to the viewing public, this is true for every issue that you have on your heart,
Yes,
whether it's
yes.
gun safety or, um,
Educational,
yeah,
justice system.
pandemics. That doesn't matter. We all have to be more activists. That's why one of the reasons
Yes,
to do this podcast
yes,
stuff, because I want to
right.
help spread the word in my own ways. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, so this is what the day is about today, and I'm excited, a little nervous, but really, I think my nerves come from being shut down by people in office,
Yeah.
or having them have that attitude of, well, we're doing that,
Yeah.
and so why don't you continue to let us fumble the ball? And I am saying, no, you
Well,
need us.
yeah.
You need us, because not only
Yeah.
have we voted you into office, but
Yes,
these
thank you.
problems need true solutions that are not a band-aid on a gaping wound of homelessness. So
Yes.
I hope they're ready
Yes.
for me.
Yep. Yep.
And even if they're not, it's time they hear this.
Yeah. No, it's 110% true
Yeah, yeah.
because
But
we have
it's
to, yeah. Go ahead.
just the aging population right now. Aging, I would say aging citizens, veterans who have not been helped by,
Yep,
the country when they return from service and have
yep,
disabilities and need more support,
yep,
as well as people who may not be veterans but are disabled.
yep.
These are my people that I need to speak for,
Yep.
and because I have worked with them hand in hand. I'm not speaking from some executive desk who sits way above the poverty line in some penthouse. I'm speaking to you as a renter myself, as a
Yes.
person who works in outreach with the most needy on the streets,
Right.
and that is who I am. But they need to hear from not so lofty places what's
Hmm.
really going on.
Yep. They sure
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Sure do. Sure
So
do.
this is the fire which has lit my butt today.
So are you're giving a talk, and how long is your talk? 10,
We only
15
have a
minutes
couple of
or
minutes. So
okay.
unfortunately, our biggest impression, I think, will be when we have a couple of minutes one-on-one with those with the legislators.
And
And
how
again, it will
many
only be a couple of minutes. And the truth is they're going to pick the strongest story to give them the floor, the time.
okay.
And so we will see. I hope to get up there. And the truth is, if they knew me, they would want me up there because that's what EMB is about. Yes, in my backyard versus the not in my backyards of
Yep,
homelessness.
yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So this presupposes that the legislature does in fact have a few housing related bills in the pipeline.
There are, there's one Assembly Bill 1116. And this one, there are a lot of bills that are aimed at increasing homeownership. Increasing homeownership. There's another one about streamlining the processes and lowering the cost. I forget the number of that one, but lowering the cost of the whole pre-site work fees. Like not only permitting, but you have all these different departments, especially when you're building, when you're looking to build from the ground up. So now you have all these different departments like Department of Parks and Recreation. They want to make sure that your community is going to, I'm not sure how they are involved
Well,
here.
I would assume most bureaucracies want to stick their fingers in every
Yes.
godforsaken pie there is, to
Yes. And give it a
propagate their
swirly.
self-importance.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
what a
So
world.
yeah.
What a world.
Unfortunately, though, there aren't any bills specifically aimed at the small builder, which is who I represent, as well as my
Right.
people. But so it is, I think that we're embedded in that bill. The second one, it starts with a two, Assembly Bill. But
Whatever.
because it talks about demystifying the costs of the
Right.
of the housing developer for the housing developers that are small, or maybe a family who wants to build an ADU but hasn't had the financial means to be able to do that. And
Right.
so yeah, there are bills. They're all aimed at, yes, in my backyard, supporting policies, but there
Right.
we have a ways to go. We have a ways to go. So I went to the city building
Yeah.
last week, and then she said, it's so funny. I made an appointment online to talk to them about three pieces of property. Three. The three that we talked about, actually.
All right.
But there's another one in the mix now. But I went over there and I told them what we're looking to do. And initially, she felt very in the box and would only respond sort of like a politician. So
Now,
I
what
said,
group were you talking to again, please?
this was the city of Sacramento permits department,
Permits department.
the building
Okay.
department.
All
So I went
right.
in there and spoke to a lady named Pam. She was not nice at first. And I told her what we were doing,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I refuse to let people continue bitter. I make small talk. I sort of bug them. I make humor, right? I use all
Okay.
these tools. And finally I broke through the ice and she said, okay, look, this is what you need to do. You need to contact Matt Seitz, who is the principal, like the senior architect, and ask him about design. And I said, okay, you do realize that we are only looking to see which property we want to offer on. These are not our properties. So, okay, I'll talk to Matt Seitz about design,
Right.
which I showed them sort of the other the image of our duplexes, what they are going to look like tentatively. And then I also told him this is not a one-time project. You're going to hear my name. You're going to be aware of what we're trying to do, and I really need you to guide us. Guide
Yes,
us.
yes.
And I haven't heard back yet. I'm not surprised because I sort of hit him with the big 1, 2, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
What is his position? What's
his
his title?
position,
What's his, yeah.
senior architect AIA with the City of Sacramento Building Department.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I
right.
swear.
And they make it, to be honest with you, they make it harder to deal with them because I worked in the system, Mark, and I worked in the system where I we held appointments with the most impoverished people in the county.
Right.
And a
Right.
lot of the people I worked with treated them as less than.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But there were
I'm
some of us, maybe a handful out of 1,500, maybe two, maybe, who were more taught them how to buck the
yeah,
system. Not go against the rule, but I would guide them and say, look, if you really want to do this, then you have to do that,
right.
type of thing. But I didn't. That my thing is, I've come from poverty. Why would I want to make you feel less than me when we are not? We are people with the same needs at the end of the day and wants.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over there and see whose cages I can rattle.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. What a world, my dear. Well,
right. I know.
let's let's take our first break.
Okie dokie, sir.
I'll try to get you out of here well before 10.
Thank you, brother. I will be
So
driving
it's
as soon as we're out of here. I just gotta pop my
nine
shoes on.
15. You want to come back at 9:25 or what?
Sure, sounds good.
All right. See you
Okay,
then.
see you in a few, brother. Thank
Yes,
you all.
ma'am. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.